Hi, hello. Let's see. I'm gonna have the uh, stream here so I can have a back on what's happening. Here we go. Hi, welcome to Baking with me. Um, so today we gonna do like a lemon custard pie. Like easier, like just a lemon pie. So welcome to the stream. Here I have the recipe ready for all of us. So today we're gonna do two different things. We're gonna start by doing the crust, the pie crust. We're gonna do it manually because not everyone has a robot at their place. And then in the second time, we're gonna do the lemon curd. So to do like the pie crust, all we're gonna do is we're gonna put most of the ingredients in this large pot. So for the crust, we need butter. I'm gonna put the butter out of the fridge. So we're gonna need the butter, an egg, the flour, and the sugar. I was trying to put music for the live stream, but didn't work. I don't know why. He worked for like 5 minutes and then he stopped. So no music for today. Maybe next time. So for pie crust, first what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our flour directly in the pot, in the bowl. We're gonna put a pinch of salt. Always put it in your hands so you don't spill it all over everywhere. And even worse, inside your recipe, and it's gonna be uneatable, and you're gonna have to restart everything. And we're gonna add our butter. So the butter needs to be like in pieces. Here we go. So, oh, someone's breaking the door somewhere. Well, we're gonna put our butter inside of flour in tiny pieces, so it's gonna be much easier. And what we're gonna do with our hands, we're gonna start like putting flour all around the butter. We're gonna start working it like the thumb, like working them with the thumb on the other fingers, like to flat it a bit. And to the point, it's to have like our butter going all the way around our flour. So to do that, we just like sand it. So we're gonna start sand our dough like that, slowly. Here we go. And a bit by a bit, it's gonna start looking like sand. It can take a while by hand. We can do it with the robot. It's quite quick with the robot. But here, just with our hands, here we go. And you see, it starts like mixing a bit with the flour, but it's not what we want. We don't really want it to be mixed. Or instead, we want the butter to go all around the tiny pieces of flour, so it would look like sand. See, some of it starts looking like sand. We're gonna keep doing this. till all the dough looks like sand. Can look like corn wheat, almost, like a bit bigger. What we can do too is you can grab here and put it between our hands so we can find the big pieces and then break them. Here we go, start looking like sand. It's okay if the first time you have like some chunk of butter, they're gonna melt in the oven when we're gonna bake them. Here we go. You see, there's still some chunks, but it really starts looking like sand. We keep doing it until everything is sandy. It's important. So I said we can do it with the robot. With the robot, it takes like, what? 2 minutes to do it. By hand, it's a bit longer, but it's good to know, like, to have like the sensation of the dough in the hand and see like what is the right consistency, so you can like feel it better. Here we go. See, and each time I find a big piece, up, I rub it into my hand, break it. So after, for the lemon curd, we're gonna need like some butter within the fridge, some eggs, some lemon juice. For the lemon juice, I usually use Pulco one. You can just get like the one you can buy at the supermarket, or you can break like some of your lemons like for the same amount. Usually, it's gonna be like way more like sour if you use the real lemon, but it depends the taste. Also, you can cut it with a bit of water if you use real lemon and you don't want it to be too sour. So you see here, really looks like sand. All right. Well, before going to the next part, I'm gonna go turn on my oven. So, for the baking, you're gonna need different tools. Like, we can use like either like a normal like pan for the oven, like that, or we can use those ones. We're gonna start with those, like the normal one, but you'll see like the circle ones are way better usually to pies. It looks like much better, much more like precise. Hello, Lenich. You wanted to say look good? Here we go. So I'm just gonna turn the oven on. So for the crust, usually we're gonna put a lower temperature. We need to slow bake it. So usually I put it at like 160, 170, not higher. If not, your crust is gonna burn. Here you see, although it's like all sandy, there's still some chunks in there, but it's not that big of a problem. Like when we're gonna roll it, it's all gonna disappear. Like, don't do it too much, because if you start staining it too much, just gonna agglomerate it and you're not gonna have the dough you want. So next, I'm gonna add the icing sugar. For the icing sugar, I put, how much did I say? Oh, 60 grams of icing sugar. Put everything in there and we start mixing. Like, just be careful, break the big piece of sugar in there, because after it can be bothering. Here, and then we restart the same procedure again, so we can break the big piece of sugars in there. And see, we just had the sugar, it really looks like sand. Here we go. And then after, we're gonna have to add the eggs. Usually, with the eggs, it's better to mix it by hand so you don't like break your dough too much and it still looks like sand. The same with the paddle, when you put it, like you're just gonna put it like for a few seconds. We'll see later with the paddle when we're gonna use the robot right here, but for the moment we're gonna do it by hand. There we go, I'm just gonna clean my hand. So, what we do, we're gonna crack the egg directly inside the mix. And we're gonna just use one hand because it's always better to have like two hands. Two hands. It's better to have one hand clean and the other dirty, so you can use the other hand for something else without having to clean both your hands to do so. So here, I mix it well. Like you see, like I really like wrap the dough till everything is incorporated and it's one big chunk. Here we go. I'm gonna clean my hand. Gonna add a bit of flour in there. So here we have our pie crust is ready. I'm just gonna go grab a bit of flour that I need. Move the camera a bit. Yeah, I forget to keep my flour out. It's right in front of the camera, the place. Here we go. We're just gonna put a tiny bit of flour in there so we can like agglomerate it well. It's not gonna be like as sticky. And here we go. See, we have a nice pie crust right there. All sugary. It's basically gonna be the same recipe tomorrow morning, but with a salty pie crust, savory pie crust. So here we're gonna roll it right away. So to roll it, we're just gonna put a tiny bit of flour on a counter, clean one, of course. We're gonna put our dough on it, flatten it a bit, up. We're gonna let it sit for a bit. So I'm gonna show you a technique to be sure your pie is gonna go out every time. I'm going to grab a tiny bit of butter, put it everywhere in the bottom and on the edges. There we go. There we go. So when it's everywhere on the pan, just gonna grab a bit of flour, put it in there, put some everywhere, on the edge too, and you see the flour is sticking to the butter. So here we go, everywhere. So I just do that now because like this, I can use my flour to roll my dough. So we're going to start to roll. So to roll the dough, we're gonna want it to be like on that size, but bigger. Because if you just do like the bottom here, it's not gonna fit. We need it like almost all the way around here. So we're gonna start rolling. You see we have a nice circle around there. And we roll till we have the size we want. You need to be careful when you roll. Here I put a bunch of flour, but it can stick to the bottom and you feel it. It's why it's good to always like move a bit, you know, you see here, oh, it sticked a bit. And it's good to change size too, that it's gonna be even on both sides. And it's gonna be all nice and flat on both sides. You don't really care if your dough looks round or square, as long as it can fit in there. See, I can put a bit of flour on my roll in here so I can move it and re-put some flour under here. And here, up, I change the side. So I keep going. Well, almost at the right size. You see here, we have like all the sides around there. So it should be good. We're gonna grab a knife. Usually you can just use like a butter knife to do that, because like this you don't damage your counter. Here we go. So now, if you have a roll, it's always much easier because you can just like roll your dough all the way around it. You see, like that. And so here, you see here, I can see there's a bit too much flour maybe. So what I can do, I can grab a brush and get rid of the excess of flour. Oh, I'm gonna re-roll it. Ah, that's good. Right there. So I'm gonna put it evenly everywhere. You see, when you put a dough in a mold like that, you need to go in the bottom. It's gonna be the same when we're gonna try with that one later. Today we're probably gonna try with the small one if we have enough dough and custard. Not custard, lemon curd. So here you really need to push the edge at the bottom. So like this, there's not gonna be any hair in there. No bubbles. Then we're gonna press it on the edge to get the shape of the mold. Here we go. I'm gonna grab the roll and just roll on it. So you see it's gonna cut everything around the pie. And it looks all nicely done. If you feel like you are a bit bothered because there's a bit more on top, you can get a really good sharp knife here and you can start cutting on the edge here. So it looks even better. Here we go. So we're gonna have a good amount of dough left because I did the dough quite thin. I could have made it a bit thicker maybe. I hope it's gonna hold in the oven. What are we gonna do next? We're gonna grab some, where is it? Some aluminum paper. A good amount. Put it inside the dough like that. Hello, Le Chauve. How's it going? Just saying hi. Here, we're just gonna put, yeah, I know you are funny. We're just gonna put the aluminum in here. And we're gonna grab those beans. You don't necessarily need to use beans. If you want, you can use like, let me see. If you don't have a bean, you could use like a plate, for example. So it would like hold better the shape of the crust. You see? Because if you don't put any weight in the oven, the crust is gonna fall. It's gonna collapse in the oven. So here we put some beans. And here we go. We even have enough crust, enough dough to make another crust. I can show you the other dough one. Yeah, I know, it's a fish. It's a fish full of beans. See you later, Le Chauve. Here, can add a bit of flour in there. Again, to roll another dough. Maybe we're just gonna do small ones. The small ones are good because like this you can froze them. And it changed a bit. We're gonna do small one, not the big one. Then we're gonna make them a bit thick, so like this we're sure that we're gonna have a nice crust. So here, we're gonna do 2 small ones, like that. Maybe a tiny bit more. There we go. Here. So when you do those, you see there's no hole in there. So what you do, clean up a bit here. It's not flour everywhere. I'm gonna put those in there. And you see the bottom, it's a trail. So here we put them, we do the same thing, put them like all the way to the bottom. all the way. You really need it to be like an angle at the bottom. Here we go. Grab a roll. Roll, and then you have tiny little pie. I'm gonna move them to feel like brave. So you're gonna tell me, but you have no beans left to do them, and then you're right, because I have just enough for one big pie. So we're gonna try to find something, maybe a glass that we can put in the oven, so it will keep the shape. Go. Yeah, for that, let me see. What do I have to do? I'm gonna push those more to the edge so it's gonna look better. I have those beans for years, so they start being small and I lose some of them every now and then. So what are we gonna use for that? Maybe. I think I have some stuff that goes better in the oven. Here we go. It doesn't fit from like a millimeter. That's a shame. Let's see. Put a bit of flour, so it's gonna be a bit more slippery. I should do the work. We'll see. We'll see if it works there. Maybe smush too much. Unsure. Let's keep with the one I have. The glasses. Here we go. And here we go. So we're gonna start baking those. So those go like for 15 minutes in the oven at 160 degrees. Go 15 minutes. And I'm at good temperature to release off. Perfect. With those, maybe we can roll them and make some like small cookies with it. Put some of those. This, and those paper. Here we go. So we're just gonna roll it. One more time. There's no flour on the counter. Never use too much flour because after it's annoying. And even that in the mouth later, it's gonna be annoying too. So we're gonna keep them a bit thick. Here we go. Gonna do some more stars. Some earth. Some earth. some tiny mushrooms. Two because they're quite big. Keep going till we have no dough. The tiny flour. Start putting those there. So I'm doing this so, you know, there's no waste of dough. Some more tiny hurt. We're gonna make those thicker. I haven't done that many flours. I guess which one we don't have that much? Not that much stars and mushrooms. Let's do mushroom. And with that, let's do a tiny star. The smallest star. Here. Let's just roll it. Here we go. Those, we maybe gonna put a bit of egg wash on them. So they're gonna be all shiny. So I said for the egg wash, always put a bit of salt. It helps to have the egg all mixed and all fluid. Let's see how's the dough is holding. Looks great. Looks like it's holding well. Usually, meat cooking, I'm putting everything out. So, like this can like really bake one in the bottom too. So I said I wanted to put music today, but I don't know why the app on Streamlab stopped working like randomly. So I'll work that later. It's just I've been working in all day and I figure out that when I leave it for too long, last minute, well, it blocks everything. So we're gonna take advantage of that time to clean up a bit. Maybe less cleaning for later. I mean, I don't really clean for everything in the dishwasher, so there. Go, that's for later. Here we go. This one, nice and clean counter. You can only do that. Good. So next part, we're gonna start doing the lemon curd soon. I'm just gonna put those in the oven. And I'm gonna take advantage of that to put the flip out. And you see they start cooking and they keep their shape. And here, I just have to grab the paper and put everything in there. And back in the fish. Here, back in the oven for like 5-6 more minutes. Good. So we're gonna keep that for later. We're probably gonna, we're gonna use that now with the eggs. It's not too hot, but it's hot enough. Here. Put some flour on my screen so I can see now. All right. So for the lemon curd, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to mix like almost all the ingredients together. So here's the recipe. Just gonna keep that egg. So we have my butter, I have my lemon, sugar. With that, we're gonna make a lemon curd. It's in the oven. It's great. It looks great. Oh no, I'm gonna use them. So for this part, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our juice in there. Here we go. We're gonna put our butter. And we're gonna melt the two of them together. On the stove at low medium temperature. Cooking them so they're all like well in the pot. In the other, we're gonna just put our sugar. Break our eggs in there. Oh, be careful with the shell. And we can use the rest of the egg wash and use a bit of salt. It's really not that much. And then we're gonna whisk all of that. Whisk everything. You see, So there's a bit of like mousse going on top, bit of like some bubbles. You see later? Like we always think that only the white can be like whisk and go fluffy, but you can really do it also with the whole egg itself. Here. So here we go. Clean that up. Let's see. All my cookies. It's still a bit white. You see? Here. They look really great, but they are still a tiny bit white. So we're gonna put them a tiny bit longer. About like 5 more minutes or so. Here we go. Here. Our butter is done as well. Lemon juice. I think if we have time at the end, I don't know how much time we're gonna have, but it's going quite quick again. I think maybe we're gonna decorate those cookies. Like maybe with some chocolate and some royal icing. Could be good. If you have any questions, don't bother. Like, go ahead, I will answer them if I have the answer. If I have your answer, I will answer them. Oops, turn the stove on, off. Here. The butter is almost melted. We're gonna put it a bit higher, so we'll start boiling. See, I put it higher, it's already boiling. Just need to wait the butter to be all the way melted. Right, here we go. So what we're gonna do here, when this is ready, we're gonna start adding a tiny bit of this inside the eggs. We're gonna mix it like about like half of it. We're gonna start mixing quite fast. And we're gonna add everything in there back. If you don't want to lose any drop, you can always use the Maries, because everything you stay in the bottom of your pot, it's gonna be lost in your recipe. Here we go, and then start whisking till it gets the right texture. Now put it a tiny bit higher. Put in there. It's all yellow and nice. It's already starting looking like custard. It smells good. It smells sour. It smells lemony. See, it starts getting like a bit thicker. You don't need to have like the consistency of a custard, it's like quite thick. See, here it starts boiling. You can put it a bit lower. Thick, and you see it starts getting thick. You're scared, you put it out a bit. Good. Put it out a bit on the stove. It's kind of burning in the middle. You really need to grab the corner. You see here, it attached a bit. But it is all good and ready. Tiny bit more. Go, and let's put it in there. So like this, it stops cooking. You see, it burned a tiny bit at the bottom. It's fine. As long as not everything burns. That's the problem with the electric stove like that. The temperature is quite hard to maintain. See, we mix a bit. In here, it's like there's almost nothing. Here. It's good. Lemony. And I hand a tiny bit. So I say you are welcome to prepare the ingredients home too. So you can try the recipe with me. And then when you have any question, just ask them. I can usually answer them. The best part. All right, let's see. Looks great. Here we go. And here we go. All pretty and nice. So we're gonna let them cool down a tiny bit. Here, I'm gonna put them on the cork so I can free a bit everything. I'm gonna leave them on camera. Here we go. And I need another cork. Where to put those? Yes, right here on the oven. And here we go. They look all nice. Let's try that one. Ooh, still too hot. So here we have our lemon curd. What we're gonna do, we need to put this out. We need to do it quick because the lemon curd needs to be put hot in there. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna grab the gloves. You come back here with me. And I'm gonna go grab a plate. A nice plate here. So we can unmold it. Warm and soft, so I need to be cautious. Here we go, for those ones. You're gonna see why I like those ones better. I just need to do hand hop, no risk of breaking. So what are we gonna do? For the small ones. Here, where is it? have something to pull all of this around there. I can find it. Maybe I don't. Well, just gonna do it like that. So for the small ones, here, grab the custard, we're gonna remix it a bit. Just gonna fill them up to the top. Here we go. Oops, lost a tiny drop in there. Up to the top. These are all nice. And for that one here, we can just fit it that way. Just gonna use everything, I think. And here we go, up to the top. They're all nice and yellow. Here we go. So this needs to go in the fridge for about 20 minutes an hour, so we can decorate it, and about 2 hours before eating it. So I'm just gonna put it in the fridge. And I said we have a bit more time, so maybe I'm gonna decorate some of the cookies. I'm gonna show you some decoration technique. Look how cute they are. They are quite cute. Mm. That's my problem. I try everything. So we have those cookies. So how should I decorate them? Should I use some chocolate so I can dip them in the chocolate? Or should I use some royal? Or maybe the two of them? Let's do the two of them. So, for the royal icing, the royal icing is quite easy. We're just gonna grab a spoon, grab some icing sugar. I'm gonna move the camera again because I wasn't planning on doing this. Grab some chocolate too. So here, I'm gonna put those in the plate. There we go. Don't have anything for the coloration. It's fine. We're just gonna do it white. This, we're going to grab some lemon juice. Gonna put a bunch of icing sugar in there, and we're gonna put just a tiny bit of lemon juice. Here we go. I'm gonna start mixing. I'm gonna add lemon juice until we have the right texture. So here, how are we gonna want them? Maybe a bit more liquidy so we can dip them. Maybe I put a bit too much in there. With the right icing. It's always the point of finding the right balance. Maybe just a tiny bit of icing sugar. There we go. So here you see we want that for the icing sugar. For the icing sugar, for the royal icing, we want like a kind of gooey texture. A tiny bit more. So I just put like a small amount and change the whole texture of the recipe right away. Here we go. So here what we can do, can either just like grab them and dip them halfway through. Maybe I'm gonna put them on a paper. There we go. Here, you can do like the tiny top of the mushroom like that. You know, after if you have like some oh, the shape, it's the leftover of my pie, if you want to see. Like, it's just, I made my pie already, and I have some dough left. So, here's the pie. Here we have the pie, it's all ready. I'm waiting it to cool down so we can maybe like try to decorate it. And here are the two small ones. So while the dough is while the custard is cooling in the fridge, just doing some tiny decoration. Tiny bit of sugar. I want it maybe to be a tiny bit more thick. Here we can dip a tiny heart in there. And here we go. So like this, it makes us some easy lemon biscuits. Go for the tiny flower. We are missing tiny star. Here, just do the tiny star like that. spoon a tiny bit. And here we go. A cute tiny star. What we can do also for the decoration of those, we can melt some chocolate. So to melt the chocolate, we're just gonna grab a pot, grab a bowl. You have a small bowl already. Here, put water. Maybe we're gonna put a bigger pot for this bigger bowl. Here, we just need to have the bottom touching. So here it's touching, and you're gonna start boiling the water. We're gonna put some chocolate in there. You can do like a few moles maybe. Here, the tiny mushroom. And here, that one was the best. They're really good. And with the lemon better. When you melt chocolate, your worst enemy is the water, because just a tiny drop of water can just like destroy your whole chocolate when you try to melt it. Like it's gonna turn into like that gooey chocolate. You know, like they always say like, oh, put the water in the chocolate to melt it and you finish all gooey, like some bad recipes. Well, never put water in your chocolate. Like, except for specific stuff you put water. But here, you see, we're just gonna melt it like that. I'll put this away. During that time, gonna go for a Chinese fry. It's time to both do it. Triangle. So here, to grab this, do it like as thin as I can. Turn. Not able to do it. Smaller triangle, it's gonna be easier. Here. Here we're gonna turn this. All the way over there. And we're gonna fold this here. See, with the tiny triangle, it's gonna make it like a tiny piping bag for the chocolate to do maybe decoration. I haven't done it in a while, so I don't know what it's gonna do, but hopefully it's gonna do great. That. It's gonna try to have it. A bit more close at the end. There we go. Just up, we have this ready for later. So melt the chocolate. Here you see, giving like this tiny cute little mushroom shape with the leftover Bordeaux. You're gonna see they're all thick and nice. You see it's drying quite quick. Yeah, chocolate is almost melted. Clean that up. Oh well. This way. So here our chocolate is almost ready. We have a tiny homemade piping bag for the decorations. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put the chocolate in there and we're gonna cut tiny bit the top. Like I said, I haven't done that in a while, so we'll see how it goes. Here you see the chocolate is all melted. Get rid of that before we get any water access to the chocolate. And here, all nice and melted. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab that, put everything on the edge. And then we're gonna start pouring chocolate in there. There we go. Oh no, it broke. Oh, well, we're not gonna do the decoration like that. Maybe I'm able to have it a bit thinner. You see, is that you can just not gonna be able to do that much. It's not that much chocolate. See, we can just write what we want. Make a nice little heart shape. Wow. All my chocolate fell out of that, so it's not gonna work that well. Maybe if I do, I'm gonna try to do another one. Let's see. Because that one broke when I put it. Here, I'm gonna grab the chocolate in there back. And you're gonna try again with another tiny bag. I do remember this technique to make them all nice with those. Let's see. Let's do another triangle. So let's try again. I got my hand because it's wet. Well, we're just doing that because we're waiting for the pie to be ready, so you can see like what they look like when they're all ready. Here, we pinch here, we turn, we keep turning, 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 turning. We pinch at the bottom, and we put this here so it holds well. But I have a tiny problem. It doesn't want to hold well. Let's see here. I don't know if we're gonna manage to do that one. If not, I'm gonna use another technique. It's all pointy at the bottom, but doesn't want to stay that way. There we go, let's try again. If not, I'm just gonna use a piping bag. Good, it's better. So here, let's try if my writing is still good. And grab it. Yes, well, it's not the greatest, but let's try. I'm gonna do a nice hell on them for lemon. Here we go. And here we go. Look at that, this tiny decoration, the tiny help for lemon. Let's do a big one for the big lemon pie. And I think we're gonna stop on that. If anyone has any question, go ahead. Here, let's do. Here we go. The big hell on that one. A hell of a hell. What size did I do it? Oh, let's. Wait. Here we go, and here we're gonna do a tiny ribbon with that. Sort of nice. How? I missed the first one, but look at this nice hair on the lemon pie. You can even write on lemon if you want. But I don't think I have enough chocolate. Let's try to write down a tiny lemon on there. Oh no, I like it that way. Here we go. I put it back in the fridge, and we're gonna decorate those ones with chocolate. Look at those cute tiny hell. Here, we're gonna grab the rest of the chocolate in there, put it back in there. We're gonna finish on those. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Vulcania. All right. We're gonna grab those. Just to like some nice tiny chocolate cookies. So tomorrow the stream is gonna be at 10 a.m. if people are ready. Just I can stream in the afternoon. No, that one is it's not flat. I can stream in the afternoon, so I'm just going to do it in the morning. So if you are free, I'm doing quiches. It's gonna be a spinach and goat cheese quiche. So here we go. I'm gonna do a tiny presentation of everything we did today. So today we did some nice lemon pie, a big one and two small ones. With the rest of the dough, with those tiny cookies, I'm gonna put them on the plate now. Here we go. Small cookies. So you see, you can do other things than just like pie with those dough. I really struggled to make my homemade piping bag for the chocolates, but I show you the technique when I remember better how to do it. And we're gonna do more decorations. So here we go. That's what we made today. The lemon pies, the biscuits. So I'm gonna stay 5 minutes if anyone have any question. I said tomorrow I'm gonna do a live stream with some quiches. I'm gonna do goat cheese and spinach quiche. So I start at noon. I start at 10, and I finish at noon, around noon. And if you come, you're gonna be able to bake them with me, and so they'll be ready for lunch tomorrow. So I'm gonna wait just, like I said, a few minutes. If anyone has any questions, while I do some dishes and putting stuff away. You can find the recipe that we did today on the website I put. Like, I prepared a Google Doc. You have all the link on Instagram. So you have everything ready. I'm gonna do probably all the recipes, all the new recipes for the next week on Monday. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I was thinking maybe like doing some chocolate eclair so we can see the custard cream. And we see a bit of the pâte à choux, and maybe why not doing some icing for the eclair itself. We'll see what we do with that. All right, so the live of today is over. Thank you for coming. I don't think there's gonna be any questions. So see you tomorrow at 10. I'm gonna try to do the stream maybe a bit later next week, like around like 4:35, so people are out of work. And hopefully to see you there and be ready to bake with me. All right, bye.